2009, classified as a second felony offender, offense manslaughter. Sentencing date, January 14, 2002. Sentenced to a total of 30 years. Parole date, August 1st, 2021. Good time, October 23rd, 2023. Full term, April 17, 2029. Is this information correct?
I have the answer. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Mr. Wise.
Mr. Wise, can you hear us?
Miss Francis, how long have you been out on this charge?
2 years. As of April the 16th of this year, will make 22 years.
22 years on a 30-year sentence. You know, I've seen you've done some good programs there, Miss Francis, and I also, what programs are you in at this time? Are you just in transitional work program?
Just in the work release program.
How many disciplinary write-ups you had, Miss Francis?
None.
You ain't had none, and you've been in the transitional work program over a year, about a year, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, where are you working at?
I work at KFC in Faraday, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Kentucky Fried Chicken in Faraday?
Yes, sir.
Where are you going to live when you get out?
I plan to stay with my daughter, Erica Key.
Where's that at?
In Lafayette, Louisiana.
Lafayette. I see you've had your anger management, True Freedom program, Living in Balance Phase 1 and 2. You've done some good programs here that I see. You've took the money management programs. You're classified as a low risk. I don't have any other questions.
I don't see any other questions. Okay.
Okay.
Our first speaker will be Mr. Damon Sam, who's a son.
Hello? Hello?
Mr. Sampson, can you hear us?
Mr. Sam, yes, sir.
Mr. Sam, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we can hear you. You've got music on in the background. Can you turn that off?
I don't have any music. That's the driest. I'm at work.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and this is your mother?
Yes, sir.
Okay, why don't you tell us what you'd like us to know about your mother?
Well, it's been 23 years. Like my mom been gone since I was 20. I'm 43 right now. You know, like it's been a struggle taking care of my little sister them. But you know, like she got all kind of family support. You know, like she did her time for the charge that she took. You know, so like we just pray and hope that she come home.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sam.
We have another participant that has just joined, Miss Erica Key, daughter, who will be speaking in support.
Ms. Key, is it? Ms. Erica Key?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, if you would, you've unmuted your phone, your mic. Would you tell us what you'd like us to hear, please?
Yes, sir. I would like to speak on the behalf of my mother. It's been a long time, you know. We all grown now, and now she have grandkids that need her, you know, and she really has a strong family that's willing to support her and that has been supporting her throughout the years. And I think truly that she has done her time and is a blessing and an opportunity on today, hopefully for the best.
Thank you very much, ma'am. We appreciate your comments.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate y'all for having me.
Our last participant is Miss Loretta Parole, who's from the victim's family.
Good morning.
Hi, Ms. Perot. How are you?
I was doing good. I'm holding on.
Okay. If you would just tell us what you'd like the board to hear, please.
I would like to say, on behalf of my family, that I would like to ask that she be denied. I'm listening to everyone speak about her serving and doing different programs, but I'm also hearing the family members say how there is family waiting for her and grandkids, and how they're needing help and support. But I've taken a loss to me and my family also, and I just lost my mama almost a year ago, but having no other siblings, I had to raise my sister 9 children. And still today, I'm still struggling and fighting now to help to raise the grandchildren. And so for my sister to never have the joy of ever being a part of their lives. And for me to hear now from Miss Helena to come back to Lafayette where I am right now, and to know the shocker for me right now is that I've been knowing Mr. Sam, her son, for quite a while now, but never once up until this moment put it together that that is Miss Helena's son. And if that was any remorse, and I hear them speak of her going through different programs and her anger management and that's for, but to look at her smirk and her gestures of her face as you are speaking to her still does not speak in the volume to me. I know that she being locked up is not going to bring my sister back, nor the time lost, nor cover the hurt and the pain and the suffering that my family has. But for me to just imagine her coming home to her loved one, to be able to embrace them holding her, them having cookouts, them experiencing the things that my sister never got with her kids because they lost their mother at a young age. I feel right now that even though she's still locked up, the pain, the hurt, the suffering, the glory, I will never get that joy. It doesn't matter if she served 100 years, but to know that she can come home and be free and to still pick up life and go on, I'm asking that she be denied. And whatever time it is that she have left served, let that be a time for her to realize that everyone suffers. And I'm hurting here today, still with no mother, one brother out of a large family, and the struggle and the toll that has taken on me mentally, physically. And I'm asking you to deny her.
Thank you very much, Ms. Perot, for your comments, and thank you for being here today.
That is all of our speakers, Mr. Marabella.
Thank you very much. Ms. Francis, is there anything you'd like to say before the board votes?
Yes, sir, there is. I regret the incident that happened. I'm not that person anymore. And if I could change the incident from happening, it would be solved in a different manner. I'm very remorseful for what I did. I have to live with that for the rest of my life. I think about it every day, my actions due to my drug use. And I just want to apologize to the family and ask for forgiveness. And that is from my heart. I am really sorry.
Thank you very much, Ms. Francis. Is the panel ready to vote? Mr. Wise?
At this time I looked at this, you've been incarcerated 30 years you've been there about 23 years, according to some jail credits and everything. But one of the things that we look at is what you did since you've been there. It's a program you take. We asked you to take these programs. You got 0 write-ups. You've had very good programs. You got family support and your age. You're classified as a low risk. You've been in the transitional work program for 1 year. No incidents in your work. And I said it again, no DBs. That says a lot since the time you've been there. Today, I'm voting to grant the conditions to be set by the chair.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wise. Ms. Jackson?
Hi, first, let me thank all of our speakers who appeared. We appreciate hearing from each one of you. It helps us inform our decision. To Ms. Parole and to her family, I'm truly sorry about the pain that you're experiencing. I know it was very difficult for you to appear today and express your feelings, and I know that this is difficult for you. And there's nothing this board can ever do that's going to change. You're not having your sister and the grief and loss you feel. But our job today isn't to focus exclusively on the crime. I will tell you, almost every crime we look at is horrible in so many ways. There's always a victim or victims that are suffering as a result of the offender's crimes. And so if the only thing we ever looked at is what the person did 20, 30 years ago, then there would be no point in this board existing. Our job is to look at all of the circumstances, the crime itself, who the person was back then, and who they are now. And Ms. Francis, at age 63, has served 23 years of a 30-year sentence. She has gone that entire time without a single disciplinary write-up. That is very rare. That is very rare. We almost never see someone who has conducted themselves in the way that she has. She has taken every program that's available to her. She earned the right to be in the transitional work program. She has performed there without any incident. Sometimes people go, they mess up, they get kicked out of the program. She's not done any of that. So I don't know that there's much else that she could do to demonstrate that she is a person who can be safely released into the community. And so my vote today would be to grant, because she's a low risk. She's had no disciplinary write-ups in 23 years. She's taken good programs. She's served a significant amount of her sentence, and she has good family support. So for those reasons, my vote today is to grant.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson. Ms. Francis, I've listened to everyone here today. I would also like to thank all of the speakers, and especially to Ms. Parole. I'm very sorry for your loss. I'm sorry that for the grief and the pain that you've suffered, and I appreciate the courage of your being here today. But as both of my colleagues have pointed out, we're here today to determine who Ms. Francis is today and what she's accomplished since she's been in prison. And she has accomplished a lot. And I agree. I'm not going to reiterate all of the things that my colleagues said, but I agree with them. My vote today would likewise be to grant her parole with the following special conditions. Number one, that she obtain a substance abuse evaluation and follow whatever treatment is recommended. I'm also going to order that she do that. I'm going to make a condition that she attend 2 AA meetings per week, at least for the first 6 months, and more or less if the evaluation requires that. And I'm also going to make a condition that she have no contact whatsoever with the victim, with the family of the victim in this case. Ms. Francis, your parole has been granted with those conditions. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Hmm.
Man, I kind of felt the same way that the victim felt. The faces that she was making were very, I don't know, kind of like, it started with when Jim Wise said, "Do you have any write-ups?" And she's like, "Write-ups? I don't." There's just something unsettling about it. She seemed very, but the parole board had made up their mind, and they were going to parole her regardless. So she committed this crime in 2002, and we'll go over the info Richard found. I don't know how he finds this stuff, but because this is like just some random blog posts from some random somewhere. She was sentenced to 30 years in 2002. And of course, she got a parole much earlier than that. She had her well, she got it 20 years later, so she served most of her sentence, and she had no write-ups, and she was doing everything she had to do. So they paroled her, but she has stayed out of trouble. We don't see her, but the what was just particularly disturbing again is that while the sister was speaking, her son and her were just, the faces that they were making were just so, it was just upsetting to see that. Really, it was. And the crime she committed is also just disturbing. So this is what it is. I'll read it to you. The sister of women's professional basketball player Kim Parrott has been stabbed to death, and police have booked the woman's roommate in the killing. So, the reason that this even got like some type of article, actually it was linked to Sports Illustrated, and that's and someone like copied and pasted it here or something, and that link is now dead. So we have it just in like this Google True Crimes group thing. So Lynette Parrott, who is a 36-year-old mother of 9, was stabbed in the back with a knife Saturday night, police said. She stumbled to the home of a neighbor who called authorities, but she later died at the hospital. Then Helena Francis, 34, was booked with second-degree red rum. No bond has been set. Police said jealousy may have been a motive. A funeral was held Tuesday. Parrott's brother Craig and the two women had troubled relationship, and the victim had packed up all of her belongings a few weeks ago with a plan to move out. Parrott had 9 children ranging from age 7 to 17. They were not in her care at the time of the death. Wow. Parrott's sister Kim is an all-star player for WNBA's Houston Comets. She recently had surgery to remove a golf ball-sized brain tumor and underwent radiation treatment for smaller tumors. She was scheduled to soon begin chemotherapy for lung cancer as well. Oh my God. Now I'm curious to know how she did. That's just, wow. You know what? I'm going to Google her. Hang on. Yeah, there she is. And she actually died that year. She did not survive it. She died at the age of 32. If you can imagine getting through life, what she had to get through, making it as an all-star, basically just doing everything that she could do to make the best, which is quite incredible. And then to get just rocked by all that type of cancer, to die at 32. And she would have had to have heard about her sister's death. It just makes you wonder. It's such a tragedy. But there you have it. There you have it. And with that, I'll let you go.